talk about two case studies. And the question was whether a disability policyholder was denied a full and fair review of their claim when Aetna ignored the Social Security disability file and the award. In an ERISA plan or policy, the plan administrator or the carrier has to provide you with a full and fair review of a claim's denial. So what does that mean? Now, if we end up in court, there are two standards of review. One's called the de novo standard of review, where the judge can substitute their own judgment for that of the disability carrier plan. And the more common one is the arbitrary and capricious standard of review. Unfortunately, in that standard of review, a judge has to give deference to a denial, even if they disagree with it, unless the denial is illogical, implausible, or without support. Let's talk about how disability carriers abuse the review process, the full, fair, and review process, in the context of Social Security disability decisions. In the case of Nuffer, Aetna had denied Nuffer's claim, and she filed an appeal. Now, Nuffer had persistent, severe migraines that caused blurred and double vision with extreme pain. It caused drowsiness, and she had side effects of medication. Her treating physician said, "You can't perform your job of driving heavy trucks or operating heavy machinery." Clearly, she was a hazard to herself, her co-employees, and the public. She had been found disabled by the Social Security Administration, and she sent in that award and the claim file to Aetna, who, of course, ignored it. She ultimately filed a lawsuit asking for reinstatement of the benefits. And in the case of Nuffer versus Aetna, the judge noted that they had to conduct a full and fair review under ERISA Section 503. The administrator had to consider any disability determination made by Social Security and explain why they agreed or disagreed with that determination. And in this case, there was substantial evidence that they didn't comply with the requirements. Let me give you another example, because each claim is case specific and the policy terms may differ. The disabling condition may differ. The strength of the medications may differ. In the end, the standard of review and the judge can make the difference in whether the denial is overturned, considering those policy terms, the nature of the condition, and the individual facts of each case. This is the case of Melanovsky versus Aetna. This was a completely different result. After the heart attack, Melanovsky was paid short and long-term disability benefits. He had heart surgery, and Aetna terminated his benefits on the basis that he had recovered. Ultimately, he files an appeal. He ends up in federal court. He claims he's been denied a full and fair review. He argues that Aetna did not consider his Social Security disability award, but the judge notes that Aetna's denial letter stated that the favorable Social Security award was considered, and he was even noted by one of Aetna's medical peer review providers. I will tell you that when disability carriers like Aetna say that it's considered the Social Security decision, it will try to distinguish that decision by comparing what the judge had available for their review when they made the award and the new or updated information that the disability carrier or Aetna has that the Social Security judge didn't have. And of course, they're going to argue that age is a factor in a Social Security disability claim and not in a disability insurance claim. They're also going to argue that the judge may have found that the disability policy holder or plan participant is able to engage in sedentary work or light work, but that when the Social Security Administration of the Social Security judge applies the grid factors, they've gridded out based on their age, or they may have gridded out based on the lack of transferable skills. What the carrier is going to seize on is a Social Security judge's finding of their level of impairment and say, oh, that supports what our peer review doctor said. They can do light work and they can do sedentary work and they've got transferable skills. So those are three ways that disability carriers will use and abuse Social Security disability awards. And you can see that the results can be completely different depending on the facts of the case and the terms of the policy. I want you to understand, though, that disability carriers use Social Security awards as a whipsaw. They will use them to reduce your long-term disability benefits, and then they'll say, we want our money back, we've overpaid you, but by the way, it was a different standard of disability, and we've considered the Social Security decision, but we're upholding the denial of our claim. So you can see that many games are played by disability carriers with Social Security decisions in the context of a full and fair review.